DeChambeau, PGA Tour, they're out to get him. And that's a bit extreme and going to be really hard to prove.
There was a situation back in and he won't play in these anymore, the Hero World Challenge in 2019, where Patrick Reed, Captain America, was penalized 2 strokes for improving his lie in the bunker. And I remember this was big deal, and everybody, you never, this is like anything else, right? You guys, I don't know how you can judge an athlete's intent. We talk about it in basketball all the time. Did he intend to hit him in the head, or was that just his arm coming down for blocking a shot? Did he intend to hit the guy low and take out his knee, right? Well, this is an injury. Did Patrick Reed intend to improve his lie? Back then, Reed's lawyer sent Chamblee a cease and desist letter demanding that he not repeat, that Chamblee, the announcer, not repeat the accusations of cheating. That was back then. Chamblee continued on Reed over the years, not only for cheating allegations, but he's on him, and a lot of people are on him for his decision and others to go to live and leave the PGA Tour. So Reed, in this case, maintains that Chamblee's opinions have led to fans heckling him and calling him a cheater at tournaments. Guy's won 9 times with the PGA Tour. He won the Masters. Now everybody's out to get him. Look, he's done a lot to harm his own reputation. Has Patrick Reed? Don't you think? I don't dislike him like a lot of people do, but I think I've always thought his reputation probably was a little unearned. But
so Patrick Reed just discovered what it's like to be a professional athlete.
Yes.
He's like, wait a second, people aren't nice to me all the time. There might be some hecklers.
Yeah.
This is a golf course. How dare you?
Yeah.
Did I cheat?
Maybe.
No, I didn't.
Maybe.
Stop making fun of me.
Maybe.
It's like, welcome to the public eye, Patrick Reed, when people say things about you. It's not always flattering. This one is really hard to wrap your head around. And then he's like, I want $750 million.
Was it 750 or 75?
Well, it's $750
750? Is that what he's at? Then I misread it.
Yeah.
So he wants $750 million?
He's like, I'm going to start really high. Maybe I'll negotiate myself down. And everyone's going to be like, yeah, we're giving you $0.
Holy smokes.
Because
okay. Yeah, you're right, 750.
All this stuff has not stopped Patrick Reed from making a living at all.
$750 million. All right. I mean, I want it too. Well, they didn't let me on tour. You see my game? It's garbage. Can't hit a golf ball. But this one's bonkers to me. But, and I'm going to guess there's going to be more. Look, Patrick Reed's taking a lot of criticism. A lot of criticism.
You know who's sitting there reading this today going,
Bryson?
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
He's going to sue the world for like $8 billion after this.
Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. These calculated, malicious, false, and or reckless attacks, this lawsuit says, have had a direct effect on Mr. Reed's family livelihood, and he suffered major damages through the loss of not just one but multiple $million-dollar sponsorships as a result of the continuous harm that Brandel Chamblee and NBC's Golf Channel have inflicted and continue to inflict upon Mr. Reed with defamatory publications that are false and or made with reckless disregard for the truth. These meritless accusations and misreported information intentionally deceive the public for corporate gain with no accountability to the public or Mr. Reed and his family. Wow. All right. This is insane to me. 750 million. Tala. Wow. All right, we're going to get into the NFL today. We got football today. We got so here's what we're going to do. 8:30 on your guest list. We'll talk with the voice of the people. Looking forward to catching up with your boy Sebastian Noel now that we're here. High school football starts this week. You ready for that? That'll be at 8:30 this morning. Troy Calhoun is the head coach of the Air Force Academy. When do you want to talk to Troy? What time works for you? 9 o'clock?
Sounds good.
All right, 9 o'clock, Troy Calhoun. And we will get in with him, the Air Force coach, and continue our moves around the Mountain West Conference and get you ready for that. When we come back, not Patrick, because he's fine, Aaron Rodgers is not fine when you ask him about how his receivers are. Got another Hard Knocks last night. Did you catch it last night?
I'm going to watch it today.
All right. It was good. I enjoyed Hard Knocks. So we can get into some of that. A little fight going on between the Panthers and the Patriots. And people are just enamored with the way the Patriots are trying to run things. 505-246-0610, opening drive. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals.
Opening drive, Jeff Sabiana, JJ Buck. A. Marie's producing on radio. Adrian's producing on the visual medium. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Aaron Rodgers' patience is about done. Davante Adams is gone. He's as good as there is in the game. Quote, the young guys, especially young receivers, we got to be way more consistent. A lot of drops, a lot of bad route decisions, running the wrong route. We've got to get better in that area, end quote. He's fine with Allen Lazard and Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb. A guy, Romeo Doubs, had a drop yesterday. I think Romeo Doubs is going to be really good, by the way. I think he's going to emerge a fourth-round pick.
Hype machine right now.
Love him. Love him. What do you make of what Aaron Rodgers said, the way he said it at the end of a practice on August 16th?
He's one of those guys that can do it.
100%.
That has the cachet to put it on the young guys. He understands that he's going to need one of those guys to pop this season, whether it's Romeo Doubs, Watson, the first wide receiver that they selected, because it's not going to be Sammy Watkins.
No.
It's not going to be a full season of Randall Cobb. But Aaron Rodgers, throughout his career as a starting quarterback, and I've looked, he's never liked young wide receivers. Like Davante Adams was the one that did good. I think he had like a 60-catch rookie season. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, he's never had a rookie pop. Their third-round pick, Amari Rodgers, never got on the field last year. And these guys have to perform at a higher level. This is going to be tough at times for Aaron Rodgers because Sammy Watkins is going to get hurt. And you're going to throw the ball to Allen Lazard a lot because he's the one veteran wide receiver you trust.
And Robert Tonyan.
But you're going to see at times he's not making all the same catches that Davante Adams did, and Robert Tonyan hasn't been cleared for full team drills yet.
Yeah. He's coming off that ACL.
Going to see a frustrated Aaron Rodgers at times. You know he's going to benefit a lot from this? Aaron Jones.
Maybe.
He's going to see a few
Swing
more
passes.
I think we might see Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Tonyan just activated off the PUP list with the ACL. Their highest drafted receiver is Christian Watson, and he was with 34th overall. Actually, I think he was their highest drafted receiver in 20 years. He hasn't taken part in full speed 11-on-11 practices. He was just activated off the physically unable to perform list. He had off-season knee surgery, so he'll have to play catch up and get on the same page with Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to tell you, I think it's a problem. Now, I think it's a problem that will be solved. How good do you think Allen Lazard is? Like, I think he's fine. I think he's a nice receiver. I think Aaron Rodgers has made him a name that goes on your fantasy football team that you're going to draft higher maybe than you should because you think he's the number one Packers receiver. But he's not Davante Adams. He's not those guys.
And that's kind of you always get into who made who in this case. And Aaron Rodgers is one of those quarterbacks that can make an Allen Lazard, Valdez Scantling, some of those guys look a lot better than they are. And I think the Packers are going to be a good football team. It's the red zone. It's those third down plays where it felt like 99% of the targets went to Davante Adams. Yeah. What is Aaron Rodgers going to do in those situations?
And he's got to find that guy, and he's dying. And, Romeo Doubs with that big body had a nice first preseason game. He had some good practices early. This could also be just one of those motivational things. Like, Rodgers saying this publicly. Those guys all hearing it. They can't do anything about it. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to come back and clap back at Aaron Rodgers? Probably not. So does this motivate you? Does it accelerate? Look, as a young receiver, I don't care how much football you know. Everybody who's been in a training camp talks about their first camp, right? And the difference between college and pro, the speed, the professionalism, what's expected of you, just everything about it. And there is a learning curve. There just is. Is this him telling them, hey, you need to accelerate that learning curve a little bit? And it might be. I think it's an issue, but I think it's an issue that gets solved. Are you on the same page?
Eventually. I don't think that even
is that October?
It was just Romeo Doubs.
Yeah.
The other dude hasn't even practiced yet.
So you think that's eventually October, November? Because I think he's got enough to get him through early. And to your point, I don't think you're getting a full season of Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb.
And Watson, too, when you look at it, he was the 7th wide receiver selected in the draft, second pick of the second round.
Christian Watson, yeah.
So they did.
And he's hurt.
They were very high on him, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, especially when you look at George Pickens, who went after him. Everyone loves him right now as a rookie wide receiver. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you see what happened in the first round. There was that big run early, about 8 after Drake London went 8. You had wide receiver go 8, 10, 11, 12, 16, 18.
And the Packers backed off. Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's going to be – we knew the pressure was going to be immense on these young guys because they didn't do anything. They didn't even add a veteran wide receiver.
Where was
they signed Sammy Watkins, but Sammy Watkins has not been on the field like the last 3 years.
Quite veteran. Where was Jefferson picked? Your guy, Minnesota. Where was he in the draft?
He was 20th.
Late first round?
Yeah, late first round.
Okay. All right. I mean, you don't have to be at the top of the draft to be a stud. You don't. Jet fan. And does it feel like every guy in the national media is a Jet fan?
Yes.
Are you over it yet? You sick of it?
New York, man.
No, I get it.
Like every time I'm driving to work or driving home, we're talking about the Jets.
I know.
I'm like, I get it. Zach Wilson got hurt, but I'm like, okay.
In probably the worst franchise in the league in the last decade, and all anybody wants to talk about is damn Jets. The quarterback got hurt, and it's an issue. And I'd love to hear from Sean at some point because I'm worried about him. Evidently, the arthroscopic surgery on Zach Wilson, their quarterback, his knee, was deemed a success. No surprises from the original diagnosis. And they went on. He had a meniscus tear, a bone bruise, non-contact injury, as you saw on Friday night against the Eagles. And they say initially the recovery could be 2 to 4 weeks. Nothing updating on this. What'd you say?
I was just going back and looking at the 2020 NFL draft.
Yeah.
Where Justin Jefferson was the 22nd selection overall.
What receivers went in
But
front
I
of
was just looking. Henry Ruggs was the first receiver drafted. And
ooh, how's that feel? By the Raiders.
Just murdered someone in an
allegedly
vehicle.
Yeah.
Now that happened.
Yeah.
But then Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor.
Yep. Right.
Try that one, Philadelphia.
Jerry Jeudy and so the only one you could argue is on his playing field is CeeDee Lamb. Mm-hmm. It's the only one, right? That's how the draft is so inexact.
Brandon Ayuk.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Hello, Jess.
How's it going, gentlemen?
What's happening?
Well, I'm not too worried. I'm worried about Sammy Watkins. I have a feeling that guy's never going to put a jersey on. We're talking 5 teams, I think, in 7 years due to injury. I don't even remember. I think he's only played double-digit games his first 2 seasons. So I think that was a reach. They got him for the veteran minimum. I don't even know if he got a roster bonus, but I have a feeling he's never even going to see the field. But I am pumped for your boy, El Jefe, Romeo. I think that dude could be the guy that is that 2nd, 3rd, 4th round pick. It's the rookie, that shocks everybody in a way. When you come in with Aaron Rodgers and you're the 3rd option, you're probably not getting the same defense, that Lazard is, and maybe Christian Watson. We see how he does on the field. But when it comes down to the red zone, they're going to get Robert Tonyan back, and they're going to have Aaron Jones still. And I think he has plenty of those other weapons that are going to start to develop this year. We'll see how Amari Rodgers goes. And, I still trust Randall Cobb whenever he's on the field. That's a guy that catches the ball, and even though he's 33, 34, whatever he is, I still feel like he can make plays. When you're at the level of talent that Aaron Rodgers is, J.J. Buck's right. You can make average wide receivers decent or good, maybe even great. We'll see how they gel up, though. I'm not worried about it. It's going to be a great year, and I can't wait to see the Packers win and the Cowboys lose. We're getting to the best time of the year, Jeff.
We're just about there. Right on, Jess. Appreciate you. So he's big on Romeo Dubs. I think Packer fans are going to be okay with him. I do. I'm telling you, more than anything, I think this is a shot. I think it was a couple bad practices, a couple drops, and I think this is Rodgers saying enough. Get your crap together And
as he should.
And he's doing it through the media, because you can say it all you want, and now dudes get embarrassed. They hear it. I don't know that I love him doing it through the media. In fact, you know how I feel about guys playing games through the media. But I think it's in this case it might be effective, and it might get to these young guys, and it's like, damn, okay, like I got to figure this out. I guess I'm not overly concerned. I think it's a thing, but I think it's a thing that figures itself out. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. A former NFL player was in town yesterday, guy who's been on our show, a former Lobo, talking to the Lobos yesterday, what Glover Quinn had to say, the impact that could have. We'll get an update. We'll walk through Lobo football when we come back, 505-246-0610. I tell you about on-the-spot automotive detailing a lot, because they're really, 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 really good. And the service is so convenient and so excellent. I remember, having people sit around and listen to me do these commercials and tell you about it, and then go, wait, what's the number? I want to call them, and hit me back a few weeks later. God, that was awesome. On-the-spot automotive detailing is all that. They are terrific at what they do. They detail your vehicle. They clean it, they wax it, they wash it, they vacuum it, inside, outside, under the hood. Like, when they're done, it's like the day you took it off your lot, the lot. It's like you have a brand new car. But they come to you, and the convenience on this is unparalleled. You're busy, I'm busy, we're all busy. You don't have time to go take your vehicle somewhere for a few hours. They come to you. While you're in the office or while you're working in the house, they're outside working on your vehicle. You get a text, you go outside, and it's like brand new. And everybody's looking at it going, how can I get that? Well, you can get it just like anybody else can by calling On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They offer ceramic coating for your paint. It's the best way to protect your paint for years to come. They apply it by hand. They offer a 10% discount to our military, and it's an insanely good gift. Let me give you the numbers. Here's the number to call, book an appointment, 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859, or you can go online and book at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie. 505-246-0610 is how you can play radio with us. Rick wants to talk about the Vikings. Hello, Rick.
Hello. Good morning out there in New Mexico.
Greetings from Minnesota.
I want to talk a little Vikings out here in Minnesota, based out of Minneapolis. And the Vikings are hosting the San Francisco 49ers today and tomorrow for some joint practices. So high expectations for the Minnesota Vikings. I know you guys were just talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. So here in Viking land, we think we have a chance to overthrow those pesky Packers.
Why all the optimism? How do you like that Southern California coach, by the way?
I like him a lot. I think he's brought a really good culture to the Twin Cities. A lot of positiveness. I think the vibe, the atmosphere that we had here the last couple of years wasn't ideal, to say the least. So he's brought it a new fresh air of positive vibes and a new offense, and players are talking highly of him. Beautiful. So I have to say that I like it.
Is my guy Dalvin Cook healthy?
As healthy as he can be, but the running back group is probably one of the strongest groups for the Vikings this year. So I think if they can give him some nice rotation, I think he can make it a full season, hopefully for the first time.
All right. Well, Rick, appreciate the check-in. Take care of that Aztec head coach you got out there. It's a good dude.
We'll do. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Rick's calling in from. Look, you got him from Minnesota. Where we got Ryan was in. Where did he tell me he was yesterday? Down south somewhere.
Is it now or never for Minnesota?
Kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it probably, okay. So no, I'll now meaning next 2 years.
Like to
because they just changed coaches.
Win the division.
No, so the next 2 years. I don't think that you can bring in a brand new coach because you fired the other one, not because he left. I don't think that you can bring in a brand new coach and say you have to win the division this year. But I do think in the next 2 years that they do, because they're getting towards the end of the run with these guys. Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, right? The defense has to be better. I think it's now they have to make the playoffs this year. Don't you?
They were 4-2 in a division last year. Split with the Packers. had a 2-point win and a 2-point loss against the best 3-win team in football. Detroit Lions.
Ever.
What?
You know what everyone, a lot of my guy friends are saying? They're like, I want Dan Campbell to be my dad.
Because they're watching him on Hard Knocks?
Yeah, they're like, I want him to be my dad.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, by the end of this Hard Knocks, Dan Campbell's a star. All right, we'll go on the Vikings. JJ said, is it now or never?
Yeah, it's
so.
time.
So you can bring in a brand new coach, say first year you have to win. It's now or never first year, first time head coach.
Yes.
Really?
No, win the division.
Okay.
Let's not go further in the division. Baby steps.
So they have to win the division with
I don't
a
think we've been
first-time,
so
first-year coach.
I don't think
they
don't
weren't
have
a bad
to.
football team.
They haven't.
They're a good football
They
team.
haven't been like terrible, like last of the division. We've been
Understood.
We've been having missing pieces, like
a head coach.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean,
Doug Peterson and the Jaguars were like, we're going to win 6 games this year.
Okay, and 6 is they should have won 3 or 4 last year anyway, and they won their last one against like that juggernaut of the Colts.
Oh yes, that was awful.
I guess I think they've got to make the playoffs. I still think the Packers are good,
Of
and
course.
to say they have to win the division this year, or if it's a failure, I guess I'm just not there with a first-year head coach on a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, and to come in and say you've got to win the division this year over Aaron Rodgers. I'm not.
I don't think it's a failure. I'm thinking that this. I think it's time to take it back, though. I think we've acquired everything we need to take it back.
So I think there's a lot
As an
there.
Minnesota Vikings.
I think the Vikings are good. I told you they're that team for me that didn't make the playoffs last year that really can be good this year, that can make a move. I think if they stay healthy defensively, and they can win the division. I just can't yet say Aaron Rodgers is still there. And, well, Jeff, he lost his receiver. I get it. And they're still pretty good. And they bulked up in a lot of places. I can't get myself to it's now or never with a first-year coach. And now I do think they got to make the playoffs. And I think in 2 years they should be winning that division. Am I too lenient on him because he's an Aztec or what?
I be lenient all you want.
No,
I'm
just
excited.
saying.
No, it's fun getting one of these young coaches
But is it
that
fair
are
to
successful.
expect a first-year coach with any team, let alone a guy who's never been a head coach, to come in and say, all right,
No, it's not
you've
fair.
got to win the division and beat Aaron Rodgers?
No.
That's all.
No.
But I think they should make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Speech, what says you?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I just want to say, hey, if we clean up the missed field goals and last 2 minutes of every half and every game, giving up points, we'll be okay.
We being the Vikings?
We would have made the playoffs
Yes.
if we did all this. Zimmer just has a different mindset. He's like, establish the run, get a lead, run the clock out. I mean, I believe this O'Connell's going to bring different sets, move people around. I mean, I think we'll be okay.
All right. You'll be okay. I think you're going to be good. I think you're going to make the playoffs. Why do I say you? Because you said we.
Because it's been a wee segment. It's been a wee segment.
Me, Anne Marie, and the Vikings, we're a team.
Yeah, I get it. All you purple people.
And Rick Sosa. The Minnesota backhaul was out today.
I see it. I think you're a playoff team. I think you're good. I think Kirk Cousins is a nice quarterback. I think you've got a terrific running back and good receivers, plural. The defense should be good if they stay healthy. I think.
Right.
Yeah, I think, and you've got a good, young, energized
There's
coach.
no reason why we shouldn't make the playoffs.
You can win the division. You should make the playoffs.
Boom.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I went to the Viking Raider preseason game, and I just got the feeling watching the whole game that O'Connell didn't play any of our starters, and if he did, I don't know. I mean, it's preseason. You don't want to show everything you could do in the preseason. I mean, like jet sweeps and reverses and all that stuff.
That's what you're going to see in the preseason. I mean, you're not going to see all the
Yeah.
studs. Hey, Speech, I'm going to move. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, preseason is like just to get work for the rookies and see if they're NFL players. I mean,
In some respects, that's what it's become.
I think our 3-4 defense did a good job. We got like 5 sacks.
It's all new stuff. It's all new.
Yeah. Well, all right. It's Speech. I got to hit the break, but appreciate you. All right. So, a couple things. That's what preseason is. You pay regular season prices for tickets, and you see guys that are preseason players.
That half are going to get cut.
All right. I feel like all right. Where am I?
I don't know.
Am I in Minnesota today?
Yeah, you're in Minnesota.
All right.
No, you're in NFL football land.
Yeah.
Jeff.
All right.
The tweeter. The tweeter heard the bat calls.
No,
So is
Bat
Minnesota
signal.
never winning the division as long as Aaron
No,
Rodgers is the
I didn't
quarterback?
say that at all.
We have won the
did not say
division
that
since
at all.
Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback.
And they can win this year.
And
I
we've
just don't,
been to an NFC championship.
Yeah, they can win. I just don't know that I'm ready to say they have to win this year with that guy still there, and your team's a first-year coach, first-time coach.
You know who won the division the first year, first-time coach?
Who? Matt
Sean
LaFleur.
McVay.
Okay. And look, I did say they can win it. I don't think
Everyone
they
can
need to
win
be
a division.
expected to, but I do think they should make the playoffs. All right, weather forecast, snow flurries later today. It's going to be freezing here in Minneapolis. Roads are going to freeze over. Where the hell am I?
Just wait. No, just. I put out stuff on the Twitter, and now it's NFL season.
It's NFL season. All right, so get your parkas out. We're going from 102 or whatever we were.
It's still hot up there.
Yeah, we're going from 90. They got humidity and
Yeah, till October. It's
and
hot.
mosquitoes that you can
Lions
saddle
fans,
around.
how over the skis are
I-
you with
hey.
being on Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
I got
about the
Lions
Lions?
fans on the Twitter. I got all NFC
Well,
North.
where's
We're the
Lions
Lions
fans?
Actually,
Yeah.
I actually have a really good Lions fan. I'm gonna reach out to him.
You know what?
I really do.
Is it now or never for the Lions?
Playoffs.
Is it now or never? I mean, Dan Campbell's
It
there.
is.
DeAndre, they have the
Never
best
going
running
to
backs.
be-
Jared Goff looks great in preseason. What kind of year does Jared Goff have? Does he lose his
We need-
job this year?
Where's
Does he-
quarterback Ned James when we need him?
No, he likes Jared Goff, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Jared Goff has some weapons around him. He's got a good running back. Reynolds is good. Amon Ra is good.
Keep going.
No, you don't want me on.
Keep
on
going.
Can I Ned James and Jared Goff thing to death?
Best
Oh, no, what
division
about Ryan
football, NFC
Tannehill?
North, or NFC North.
Or the AFC South.
I can't sell myself on Jared Goff. Although I don't think he's going to be horrible this year. 505-246-0610. All right, look, I don't care. Jets, Falcons, whatever your team is, jump in because it's that time. Hope runs eternal, and you've got hope, and so hope for your team. Hope for your financial future as well. Call Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Get online. Go visit them because they will help you achieve whatever your financial goals are with products and personal service that will get you to your goals. Looking to buy a car? Competitive rates, unbeatable service. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help you drive away in the vehicle you want with payments with which you can live. Looking to buy a home? Choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs. Partner with a team of friendly, knowledgeable mortgage experts looking to improve the home in which you currently live. Turn the value of your home into cash. You can use that for home improvements, upgrades, whatever you want. And if you're planning for retirement, investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today. Start walking the path to a confident future. How can they help today? It's banking made easy. Stop by any branch or just visit them online. KirtlandFCU.org. That's KirtlandFCU.org. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Hey, Marie says in my ear, no, really, this is really a Lions fan. Like, there really is one. A really legit Lions fan. Because, like, you had to convince me that there really is a legit Lions fan. I think Lions fans are growing in numbers simply because they're watching Hard
They're
Knocks.
confident. They're like, yeah, people really do like us.
Jared Goff's really good. Dan Campbell was going to be my dad. Second episode of Hard Knocks yesterday. Catch it. I think you'll like it. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah, I always like Hard Knocks. It's always good. 505-246-0610. Corey, good morning. Hello, Corey.
Morning.
How are you?
How we doing, guys?
Good. How you living?
I am doing just fine.
Nice.
Just watched the last episode of Hard Knocks last night, actually.
What'd you think? You sold on your Lions?
No, of course not. No. And any true Lions fan should not be sold on this Lions team. But it's very entertaining. This is the most entertained I've been by this team in probably my entire life.
I think that's fair. I told JJ, I said, by the end of this season of Hard Knocks, Dan Campbell's going to be one of the most popular guys in America. Everybody's going to
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so where are you with this team? I guess Jared Goff your guy? Does he have enough weapons? Can they stop anybody? Do you like him?
So let me answer that in order. No, Jared Goff is not the guy. Yes, he does have enough weapons. So I think it's going to be a fun year to see, like, okay, can we get him back to where he was at the Rams, or should we, like, give all the credit there to Sean McVay? The defense is the biggest question. I think Goff can be a middle-tier quarterback, like a Kirk Cousins type. Like, he'll get the job done. But, man, our secondary is just so young and so inexperienced. And honestly, I mean, if they're able to stop any wide receiver number one, I'm going to be shocked and thrilled with this year. Like, I could see where we win, a whole 6 or 7 games if our DBs do pretty well.
Dude,
so,
6 or 7 games would be a hell of a move on this. I mean, they were 3 last year, best 3-win team ever last year.
Yeah.
But winning 6 would be progress.
Oh, I'll take 6 for sure. And I said this back once we got rid of our last coach, Matt Patricia, was if we're in the playoffs by 2024, I'm happy. I was like, this is Dan Campbell's on a 6-year contract. Our GM's on a 6-year contract. They are playing the long game right now, and honestly, I like it. Who's happier than the teams that have had sustained success? The Steelers, the Patriots.
That's
like
right.
I don't want these flare-up seasons where it's we get 11, 12 wins once, and then we go back to 7 or 8 wins every single year because we spent all our money too haphazardly.
What the hell's wrong with you, man? You're like almost like a level-headed fan. I didn't even know that happened. I didn't even know that existed. Like, are you real? Where do you find this fabricated?
I have been beaten down
New York
so many
City?
times by this freaking team.
All right, Corey, appreciate the call. Don't be a stranger, man. Thank you for it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, be well.
Soon.
See you. I mean, what the hell was that? Like a level-headed fan.
Do you need a Bears fan? I got alcohol.
I don't even know what that like.
He legit is the only Lions fan. I worked with him a lot and I performed with him a lot, and I'm like, he's legit the only true Lions fan I know.
I think a lot of fans, though, are starting to kind of go that direction. Is get behind a franchise building a roster and then get to that point where you go into an offseason and say, can we get a Russell Wilson? Can we just be the team that goes and gets that veteran quarterback?
Because you've seen it done, right? There's a little bit of a precedent of a model with that, right? You've watched it be done. The Rams did it somewhat. I mean, I guess they'd been to the Super Bowl 2 years prior. But
can we just develop something and be on the cusp?
The Bengals.
Of swinging for the fences, or whether it's that veteran guy, or we actually found a franchise.
Is it fair to think this, too? Lion fan can have a little hope. Viking, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year, right? I mean, the Bengals are, if you tell me what's the worst franchise in the National Football League over the last 20 years, you're going to tell me the Bengals are the Jets, aren't you? And so the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. So does that give everybody a little hope? Does Lion fans sit there in New York City and just go, yeah, no, we can win a few games?
Winning a few games is different than going to the Super Bowl.
And he didn't say going to the Super Bowl. And that's the most sane. That was the biggest unicorn of a fan I've ever seen. Because pick your team. We should be 12-1, in college football or whatever. We should be.
The only thing that would be Bengals like
would be the Jaguars. Yeah. But it happened. My point is, we just watched it happen, and I think a lot of people have some sort of faith. And there's a lot of new young coaches too, right? The Zimmers. I think the only team right now are the Cowboys are going, but I'm not sure about my old crusty coach.
Yeah, everyone wants these young boy geniuses.
Man, everybody needs a boy genius or a Dan Campbell. All right, we're going back to the phones. Look at you lighting them up to talk NFL. We'll do that. 8:30 high school stuff with Sebastian Noel. 9 o'clock Air Force coach Troy Calhoun. Merry Wednesday to you. Glad you're with us on the opening drive You're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and J.J. Bond.
All right, y'all got the bug, don't you? Y'all got the NFL bug. You got a draft this week? I do. Fantasy draft. Oh, yeah, I got one Saturday.
The early ones.
So do I. Saturday.
You always are worried about injury, but you can get good value. Jump on the players that the ADP is rising. Ain't too bad.
So everybody's in. I locked in my one keeper, Dalvin Cook, your guy. The phones are ringing. We got 2 lines open at 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. And I want to hit you with this before we keep going, because in the NFL we've been talking about everything. And you guys, I'm as tired of talking about Deshaun Watson as you are of hearing about it. Believe me, I just want this to be settled. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of the Browns. You are. But there's a story that came out about 2 hours ago that says that the NFL Players Association is negotiating a potential settlement. We're waiting, and I think we expect an appeal ruling any time now. And the report says the NFLPA is in active settlement negotiations. It's Pro Football Network who reported this in an effort to potentially reach a compromise on this 2022 suspension. So what does that mean? He's got 6 games. The league wants indefinite, at least a year. They want a fine. What does that mean? 12 games and a few $1 million? Is that what a settlement would be at this point? That the NFL would say, okay, fine? A year and a fine?
Well, that's where they were initially. So I think
where were they initially? 12?
12 plus a substantial fine.
Right.
Would probably get this settled.
Yeah. So just so you know, that's active as well. 505-246-0610. Joseph, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
I'm excited for this new NFL season, and I'm a big LA Rams fan. I'm excited to see what this team can do with this, what they did last year, and I'm excited to see what the Rams Bills game, first game out. I'm excited for that game.
Okay, right on. Yeah, there's a bunch of games to be excited about. Yeah.
And I think the Rams can win the NFC this year because I don't think the Packers are going to be as good. And I just worry about the 49ers. That's the only team that I really...
Yeah, and I think that's fair. The 49ers are such the wild card, Joseph, and you got people like Louis Riddick saying Trey Lance is going to be the MVP. And let me see something consistent out of that young quarterback because they should be good. If they can, their running backs tend to get hurt every year, but if they can stay healthy and get JJ, I think good quarterback play. He doesn't have to be great. I think if Trey Lance is good, the Niners are pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And then the AFC, you have a lot of teams. You got the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals. You have a lot of other teams on the AFC that can win it as well.
Everybody's looking past the Bengals, too. Everybody's looking past the Bengals. Joseph, appreciate the call. Thanks, man. Edward, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to everybody. Salutations. There's a crispness in the air. Coolness. They'll be burning that 50-foot Muppet. Wait, that's awesome. That's a cult rising. And chili is turning in, the local markets. Those nylon balloons will be flying in about a month or so, a month and a half. So I'm excited, just like your previous caller. I was enthralled yesterday by your NFL quarterback playoff wins list, and this just shows how difficult the playoff game is. And I alluded to yesterday in my text, most people regard Peyton Manning as probably the second or third or fourth best quarterback of all time, and there's no argument, right? 5-time NFL MVP, 2-time NFL champion. Until that magnificent defense, the Denver Bronco defense, won that last Super Bowl for him, Super Bowl 50, he had a losing playoff record. I think he was 11-14 or 11-13, and he finished with an all-time winning record. So that's an example of how difficult it is to win. But you know who the greatest player in the NFL history? He has 35 playoff wins.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
You know how many the Steelers organization has all time?
Yeah, about
36.
Yeah, it's insane, the separation.
The Dallas Cowboys, I think, were formed in 1960. They have 35 all-time. How many Thomas Edward Brady has? 35. He has the same amount of playoff victories. But enough about that, right? Had he rightfully won the Super Bowl last year, like they should have, he would have had more Super Bowl playoff victories than every franchise in the history of the NFL. I do think the Minnesota Vikings, great call by the Lions fan. I am here in Albuquerque, the Lions fans, because they're from the Detroit area, Royal Oak. I think that Minnesota is going to be really good, but I too think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to play in the NFC title game. So there's one spot. So that's going to knock out one of 3 or 4 teams, Tampa Bay or the Rams, Green Bay, which by the way, I think Rodgers may win his 5th NFL MVP this year. If he can carry that roster to a playoff victory or 2 and play efficiently, I think even though NFL MVP fatigue, like kind of LeBron experienced in the NBA and Jordan, they stopped giving it to him because they wanted to give it to other people. He may win his 5th NFL MVP. But I think the Niners are going to be I think they're going to play in the NFC title game. And in the AFC, I'm with the Bengals. I say Los Angeles may be the best team in LA this year. And I'd play against Tom Brady, in the Super Bowl this year. So just a few thoughts I have for you.
All right.
Thoroughly enjoy the conversation, and you guys have a great day.
Thanks. Somebody on the Bengals finally. Did you say Bengals and Chargers?
Yes, I think I heard that. Yeah.
It out. Bengals, Chargers. All right. I mean, finally, somebody on the Bengals. Everybody's on the Chargers. You're kind of buying on the Chargers too, right?
I am.
You guys both are on the Chargers.
Yes.
Simply because they've got a really good team.
They do have a very good team.
They're loaded everywhere. They should be really good. Yes. You know what though?
They're the Chargers.
That's right. That's right. Let them charge. Be the Chargers. The text line says, didn't Watson say he would do 8 games and $5 million? I mean, yeah, that's what he said he would accept. That's the thank you for setting your own punishment. No, Mom, I'll be grounded after next Saturday's party.
Yeah.
I'll ground me for a week and take away my car.
Can we do this between Monday and Thursday?
That'll be good for me. Can we do this after football season?
Friday and the weekend.
No, he didn't say that, and he just doesn't get to choose his own damn punishment.
If Raheem Morris could play safety, we'd be having a different conversation, too, about Peyton Manning. But you can play that what-if game with all kinds of stuff, because then Edward Love say it was all about that defense. How about the missed opportunity the 2 years prior, the base plant in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, which was just one of the worst performances you're ever going to see by Peyton Manning and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they lost in overtime to the Ravens because Raheem Morris is a safety and he was not playing safety, and Joe Flacco hit a bomb over the top of him.
Yeah. Look, there's so many what-ifs. The whole Tom Brady should have won last year. I mean, really? I don't know. Don't get down. Were they down 24-10 in the first half against the Rams, the NFC Championship game? Yeah, he led them all the way back. And you guys were all excited.
Jacoby Jones, 70-yard touchdown with 30 seconds left. Because Raheem Morris doesn't know the definition of safety.
Yeah, that means you don't let anybody past you. Nobody gets on top of you. Nobody gets by you. No, that's what that means. No, Tom Brady shouldn't have won last year. Tom Brady had a nice year. The Bucs were good. They got down 24-10, and Tommy led his team all the way back with a minute something to go, and they're going overtime. Oh, somebody should cover Cooper Kupp. Just saying. Matthew Stafford outplayed him in the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I said it.
You should say it.
No, I didn't say Matt Stafford is a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
He did.
I didn't say Matthew Stafford's a better all-time. But Matthew Stafford outplayed Tom Brady, and you're going to pull up numbers, and I don't even know what the numbers look like. And if you can keep all your yardage numbers to yourself. Did you watch the game?
Keep the stats to yourself.
Okay. He also, and he got the opportunity to finally face Brady like that. So
stared him down, and should somebody cover Cooper Kupp? I'm just saying.
Brady was never facing the Lions in the playoffs. All right.
How good could Matthew Stafford have been if he didn't get drafted by the Lions? We hear all the time how lucky. You talk about careers, right? People say, what if Derek Jeter didn't get drafted by the Yankees? He got drafted by the Mariners or the Brewers or something, right? What if Tommy got drafted by Jacksonville? Or what? Well, I'll tell you what. That means that's Matthew Stafford getting drafted by the Lions. What if he got drafted by, I don't know, the Rams?
What if Jamarcus Russell got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Right.
Ooh.
What a different career he would have had.
Would he? Would he?
What a different career he would have had.
I'm listening. Tell me how different Jamarcus Russell would have been.
What if Joey Harrington?
Yeah.
Drafted by the Bears.
I will give you this
Lions.
one. What if David Carr didn't get drafted by the Texans?
An expansion franchise?
With no offensive line.
They're like, wait a second. How do we play football? We need an offensive line?
All right, if you want to play one with quarterbacks who did not live up to it, I will give you I'm going to go David Carr the whole time. Because, look, Derek's had a nice career. His big brother was drafted by the by the Texans and spent his career on his back. He never had a chance. He did.
What if Josh Rosen was drafted?
Well, never mind. No. What if Sam Darnold?
What if Matt Leinart?
Yeah. What if Matt Leinart? Matt Leinart, he could have made it. That's my biggest whiff of all time.
It happens.
No, I know it does. You talk enough, you're going to miss.
It's draft or if it's putting. There was a really good interview, by the way, yesterday on Jim Rome's show. It was Yogi Roth.
Yeah.
Pac-12 Network. He talked about wanting to blow up the recruiting system. I thought it was fascinating. He's like, when you give a 16-year-old a 5-star rating and he goes to college, he's like not the best player in the field, and then like, his career's over already because the 5-star is not the best player. I'm like, this is fascinating stuff.
But we're going to go the other way. You know how that's going to go. Yeah. We're not going to fix it. We're going to break it even more. All right, 8:30 this morning, we'll talk some high school stuff. So if you want to get in on the NFL, it's between now and then at 505-246-0610. 9 o'clock, we'll talk college football. Air Force coach Troy Calhoun. Air Force was a 10-win bowl victor team last year and should be really good again this year. I've been telling you for a while, I've been talking to men about NuMale, how thousands of men, I tell you, have benefited from NuMale's industry-leading testosterone replacement, taking care of things like depression, fatigue, even erectile dysfunction. They just feel better. They feel stronger. Well, now I'm going to talk to men and women because NuMale also specializes in hair restoration. Hair restoration without side effects. The number is 505-652-1688. Area code 505-652-1688. Or you can go online at NuMale, NuMale.com. So you got options, and they'll walk you through this at NuMale. They've got platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, and stops hair loss. It regrows hair. An FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. And NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. The treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair with no side effects. NuMale's in Albuquerque. You can give them a call at 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. Or online at NuMale.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite.
On the NFL today. It's kind of fun. 505-246-0610. Random teams, Vikings. That's not random. Certainly not random around here, crying out loud. I mean, this is the frozen tundra of Minnesota. Jeff, JJ, Amory, Adrian, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Told you that the NFLPA is trying to negotiate a settlement for Deshaun Watson. Aaron Rodgers is cranky that his young wide receivers are dropping passes. Zach Wilson had what they're deeming successful knee surgery. And your boy Drew Lock is tested positive. It looks like he's going to win that job up there. And he was going to start this Thursday, and then, well, he's out with a positive COVID test. So Geno Smith is going to, maybe Geno Smith's leading the competition up there. Do you have a feel on that? Is it Geno's job? Is it Drew Lock's job? Does it matter?
I do not have the pulse of the Seahawks quarterback battle.
Where's the Seahawks? Where's Dan? Dan, who is it?
Everyone's just hoping that whoever it is can just target DK Metcalf 11 times per game because you're drafting him very high in fantasy football.
And give the ball to Rashad Penny because, well, he's an Aztec ready to break.
SDSU got next. Let him play. Let him play.
Home team all day. So there's that. Let me read you some of your emails that are coming in this morning since you're sending them. I want to make sure we get them there. Glenn's in on Isotopes Baseball. They got beat in Tacoma yesterday. Jeff Cheney Stadium is tough to get to, hard to play, and especially on homecoming. And I haven't seen Rainier's offense play like that all season. A lot of home runs last night in the Pacific Northwest. Les is concerned about the COVID. He says, Jeff, I can't believe I'm saying this 2.5 years later, but at some point we need to learn to live with the virus. Haven't we? I'm concerned that after 2 weeks I'm hearing about schools already closing. I think it's naive to assume Lobo football with 85 guys is going to make it through an entire 12-game slate with no positive cases, so what's the plan? Can't have a repeat of the UTEP game where Lobo football has one scholarship receiver available because everyone else in the room is positive. I think the plan, and you guys tell me if I'm mistaken, is the plan not to go by CDC rules now? I mean, if somebody tests positive,
I think what we've gotten to that point is what we were talking about last year is the contact tracing is not as big.
I don't even think it's a thing anymore.
Yeah, so it's all right. You're positive. Peace out. We'll watch everyone else. Make sure they don't get sick. But it's not going to be that situation where, our backup quarterback happened to test positive, so we have to
shut down the whole
grad assistant at quarterback.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, we found a dude playing for Phi Kappa Sigma or Alpha Tau Omega over in flag football in the frat league.
Bryson Carroll.
Yeah,
there last year.
Yeah, no, I know. And if he's not ready to go, I mean, the kid that plays in the intramural fraternity league can huck the thing a little bit, and let's get him to play. I just think, Maurice, to your point, I kind of think we are living. Or it wasn't Maurice, was it? It was Les. I mean, wouldn't you say we've gotten to the point now where we're living with the virus? Am I missing something on this? I mean, society's moving. People are shutting down for 5, 6, 10 days, whatever it is, when they get it. But I don't think we're shutting down an office because your coworker, like we were 2 years ago, because remember the first case in your office or in your world? Remember when we got the first one in the state? Oh, my God, COVID's in the state, right?
That's not.
And boom. All right, go home for a couple weeks. All right, JJ, we're going to do the show from my office for a few weeks. Or we're just doing a podcast.
I am so happy to still be here, honestly.
Yeah.
I was so nervous when they took us off the air.
Amory,
and they're like, we're doing a podcast. You're not even doing a radio show.
Wow.
So when they shut this thing down,
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
they told us we're going to get together, and so we're not on the air. We didn't have all that equipment. You guys are going to do a podcast and just put it up, and we'll see. We did that one day. JJ came up to the house, and then they found another set of equipment, and it was the remote stuff, right? The plug-in. What are those units we do for live games? Comrex.
Technical terms.
So for about, I don't know, a month, would you say? We went down. We met at my office. I shouldn't say that now, but we did. Kind of in the middle of where we live, and we did the show from the office, JJ and I.
Wow.
And then we got the equipment where we did it from home, and what did we do that for about 6, 7, 8, 9 months?
That was a while.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Saved the radio show.
No doubt. No, there's no doubt. But there was a minute where it's like, we're not doing the show. We're just going to do a podcast, but I think that lasted one day. One day. So yeah. I would go back to you and say, Les, I think we are living with it. People are getting COVID. They're getting sick. They're shutting down they're isolating for a few days. And I will tell you this, too. The randomness on it is still pretty crazy. A lot of people close to me, now I think I've avoided it recently, but have gotten it. And, some, it's been bounced back in 5 days. I just need the negative test. Let me go. And others, it's been 2 weeks feeling like crap. But I don't know. Am I missing something? Have we not kind of figured out, all right, we got to live with it and let's live? I mean, I've been on airplanes. Some people wear masks. Some people don't. Some people are still very, 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 very sensitive to it, and some people are oblivious to it. Do your thing. But I kind of don't you think, I mean, when he says, he doesn't want to shut down the room. I mean, if all
I don't
your
think that's happening.
If all your receivers test positive, you'll shut down your receivers. But I think we are. Maurice is upset about minor league baseball last night. When I went to bed, the Oklahoma City Dodgers had taken a 3-point lead in overtime. I was shocked to wake up and find out Sugar Land scored 4 in the bottom of the 10th to walk off. Don't look now, but winners of 10 of their last 13. Most of the season's cellar dweller Space Cowboys are now the hottest team in the PCL. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk high school football because it starts now. We will get with Sebastian Noel. He of ProView Networks, the voice of the people. We're going to get you all set for that. Get United tonight, too, right? United at home tonight?
Yes.
Tonight, Wednesday? Who are they playing? I should know that.
Memphis.
They have Memphis 901, right? It's a pretty good team. I think they're second in the East. So you got a good one coming in tonight as the monsoons are scheduled to come back tonight as well. All right, Sebastian's next. Let me tell you about QC Kinetics because they have been helping people deal with chronic pain. Do you have pain? Like it's persistent. Chronic joint pain, and you're not having success with whatever treatments you've been prescribed, whether it's steroids or drugs, you're trying to avoid surgery. There is a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. So what are we talking about? New therapies, advanced all-natural biologics, regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing you lasting relief with no drugs, with no surgery, and with no downtime. Really? Yes. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in precision regenerative medicine. Over 100 clinics across America, and literally, there's thousands of satisfied patients. You've heard Emmett Smith on this radio station talk about it, how he benefited from QC Kinetics. If a guy like Emmett Smith, Tiger Woods, Brooks Koepka use and benefit from QC Kinetics, isn't it worth you giving them a call, getting a free consultation, a free second opinion? If you've been told surgery is the only way to go, get a second opinion. Find out what QC Kinetics can do for you. Call now, schedule your free consultation with local medical professionals right here in Albuquerque at QC Kinetics. 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. That's QC Kinetics at 505-226-8688.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-8222.
9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of
I love that one.
I had not heard that, Anne Marie.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I've called him BB Jack for a long time.
Do people really call him that?
No, I just mean
Oh, okay.
BB Jack. We had Peter St. Cyr around here for a while, and I used to call him Cedar Paint Pier, and he would go to Vital. How does he do that? Like what? Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Fan of the bumper.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Are you ready for some high school stuff? So I'm going to a game tomorrow night, I think. The child's going. She's all pumped. You got really good games to get started this weekend. And I don't even know that the games themselves are the biggest story. In fact, I would tell you that they're not as we get ready to start high school football season this week. He is the voice of the people. He is the voice of ProView Networks, and he is the voice that joins us on Wednesdays at 8:30. He is Sebastian Noel. Good day, sir.
Good morning, guys.
How you living?
You know, I'm ready to go, Jeff.
Are you?
This is the start of the year, absolutely.
It really is. It's you know, when you cover sports and then you're going to launch. I remember doing TV and the Friday nights, guys, shit just geared up here. When we get into the games in a second, we'll get into matchups. The biggest story this week is Aiden Chavez coming back and Cibola getting back. Maybe the best quarterback in the state, one of the two best quarterbacks in the state. He had left Cibola to go to Florida. He wanted to get more exposure for recruiting. His quote in the paper was, it didn't work. Maybe I'm paraphrasing. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to. He's back. He's going to have to miss the first game of the season, but we'll be back the rest of the season. It's a huge deal. I don't know if you've talked to him yet.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big deal, and I think it's big for Cibola as well because there was a lot of questions at that position. And just talking to some people around the program, right, they had three really good receivers, Marcus Wilson, Mummert, and Castillo, but a quarterback maybe that wasn't getting them the ball the way they would like. So now you totally change that equation. The offense is fine for Cibola. The question is going to be, are they going to have to score 50 a night to win? Because what does the rest of the team look like? What does the defense look like? I know in the trenches they lost a lot, so that they've got some concerns, offensive and defensive line. And, you know, if we're being honest, in that district, how much does a difference does Aiden make, right? Because Cleveland's so good, Rio Rancho's so good. If you're over at Cibola's schedule, I mean, I think they're fortunate that they don't have that difficult of a non-district schedule. Traditionally, under Rod Williams, their non-district schedule's been just brutal. But you look, their non-district opponents, El Dorado, Valley, West Mesa, Farmington, Los Lunas, and Sandia, if they can put themselves in a position to maybe win 4 or 5 of those games, then they go into that district, and if they only win 1 or 2 in district, that still should put them in the playoffs.
Is he the best quarterback in the state? Aiden Armenta's really good at La Cueva. Are they the two best, and who do you give the nod to?
No, there's no doubt those are the two best. I think we've talked about this before. I think just going by last year's results, you have to give the nod to Aiden Chavez. But I know Aiden Armenta has had a tremendous off season, right? What I'm really looking forward to seeing is how does Aiden Armenta deal with the spotlight, right, and all this noise? Because all summer long, the other Aiden's gone. You're the man. Everyone's looking directly at you to be the state's best quarterback. Can he rise to that occasion, right? I'm looking forward to seeing him perform this year.
Especially weeks 1 and 2, he will be the spotlight. Open up with Rio Rancho and Cleveland.
Yeah, La Cueva's schedule to start the season is no joke. So that's it's going to be tough sledding for the Bears, possibly, if they don't have it together right away. You know, but they'll get into district and they'll get comfortable in that district. I do believe they'll win that district, probably pretty easily. But the early season is going to be tough for La Cueva. He's going to have to lead them. There's you talking about a team that might have to score 50. I put La Cueva in that category for sure.
Now, Sebastian, too, with Aiden Chavez, looks like he's not going to be available week 1, just eligibility. Is there any concern about that, or is he going to be playing high school football in New Mexico this season?
Yeah, I mean, from everything I've been told, he's going to be playing, right? I don't think the NMA has really commented on that officially. I don't think they usually don't do that anyway, right? They just let the teams know. It's not like they just put out press releases about things like that. So from everything I'm hearing, he's a go for week 2 against Valley. Their first-round matchup, or their first-week matchup against El Dorado. I've seen some coaches' polls come out that has El Dorado near the bottom of the top 10 there. So I need to see that. El Dorado wasn't that great last year. They had their moments. So interesting matchup that first week. I think without Aiden behind center, though, I think that's a game El Dorado could win.
Sebastian Rowe, ProView Network, joining us. High school football season kicking off tomorrow. In one of the early games, speaking of being out there on the west side, Las Cruces is coming up to play Volcano Vista. What are the Hawks looking like this season?
Volcano Vista has an advantage of numbers every season. They get a ton of kids out for football. So even though they graduated a lot, I think they still have a good amount of talent coming back. And that's one thing Chad Wallen has been blessed with over there is he just kind of keeps replenishing the numbers. That's what numbers do, right? When you have so many kids in your program, you can graduate a nice class and then stay right there. The step they've never been able to take is into that top tier, right? So they're always the best of the rest, quote unquote, right? So can they finally shake that stigma? I don't know if this is the year they're going to do that.
Hey, I want to go back and wrap up on the Aiden Chavez thing, the quarterback at Cibola. So somebody asked me, and it might have been on the show yesterday, I don't know where it was. So did he just go there and think he was going to start in Florida and just be a stud, and it didn't work, and he wasn't going to play, and he ran home? And that's what it was said to me. And look, I don't know him. I don't know what happened. But do you know why he came back? Was it just he wasn't going to get to play there? Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I do. And I think when Aiden's ready to share that story, he will. I think hindsight's always 20/20, right? And I think once some things played out in Florida, and there's definitely some football politics involved, once things played out, this is the best route for him, right? And I think I do know Aiden a little bit, and he is a big-time family guy. So when you read those quotes in the paper about he wanting to be back closer to his family and all those things are all true. I can assure you of that. I mean, he's real big on that. So I think this is the best thing for him. But I don't think he would change the path in any way if you got to ask him, because he was able to put on a lot of muscle. He cherished the experience. Let's just put it that way, right?
Well, I think it's always going to be tough. I mean, you go somewhere, and here comes a kid from, I don't care where. I mean, even when it's around here. Well, a kid came in from Texas. Well, we got an established program. He better be really bleeping good, right? And there's in Florida, this stud comes in from New Mexico and thinks he's going to start. I don't know how it played out, but I've seen guys come in, transfer from out of state, and there's an established program there. You don't, no matter how good you are, you don't just get to walk in and you're the guy.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll add to that, Jeff, is I think he's going to have to deal with some of that noise this year, right? We know how the New Mexico syndrome, right? So there's going to be people, adults, let's face it, there's going to be adults talking about a 17, 18-year-old kid saying really horrible things like, hey, he thought it was better over there, he couldn't cut it over, things like that. And I would just remind those people that, one, you're an adult, and two, he's a kid. So let's limit that, right? I mean, that's going to be a very unfortunate narrative and noise cloud that kind of hovers over him most of the season. I can already see it, and it's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, I hope people grow up. A few more minutes with Sebastian Noel.
And Sebastian, when you're looking around the metro area, maybe trying to find an under-the-radar team. I know with the changes in the classifications, looking at the playoffs, but 6A. I think it's Sandia. Malachi Times, outstanding running back. They have a senior quarterback. What could they do this season?
It's funny that you mentioned Malachi Times, JJ. You're reading my mind a little bit. I was talking to a buddy last night, and I literally turned to him and said, Chad Adcox could run Malachi Times into the ground this season, because that's how good he is, but it's also how limited that roster is. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Adcox handed him the ball 40 to 50 times a game. And we know that that's not very sustainable, right? But Malachi's that good, but I don't know how much Sandia has after Malachi.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at first week games. Los Lunas Belen, really? Week 1? That's kind of a big deal down there.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, it's at Belen this year. Hearing that Los Lunas is coming out of camp pretty banged up, so they might not be at full strength. That'll be interesting to watch. I'm hearing the same thing about La Cueva, that they are exiting camp pretty banged up. So it'll be interesting to see who they have out in the field against Rio Rancho.
So Rio Rancho, La Cueva, and La Cueva's talked about wanting these two games since last year, right? Since the playoffs, they opened up with Rio Rancho. They didn't get a chance. This is a huge deal for La Cueva. Is it bigger for them than you think than it is for Rio Rancho, and then next week for Cleveland?
I wouldn't quite say that. I think Rio Rancho's got to be thinking, hey, we're replacing a coach. Zach Vihill's not around anymore. Change at quarterback. I would imagine they're feeling the pressure of having to prove that, hey, we're still Rio Rancho. We're still the Rams. Got to protect the home field here. Plus, they're opening up a new turf, right? So they're going to debut all that. So I think there's just as much pressure on Rio Rancho there to prove that they're still the Rams.
So with the two teams last year that were 1-2 in the 5A playoffs now being 6A teams, who should we be looking at in 5A?
That's a great question. I mean, with Las Lunas leaving, obviously I think they would have been the favorite. It's so early to tell. I mean, I always kind of lean towards Artesia is really good, right? And with Coach Maupin over there, I think that's huge. Goddard has a ton coming back. Mayfield moving down to 5A, and then Roswell is always stout. So if I had to pick out of that group, say Artesia, but Goddard played a tough schedule last year. They have most of those kids coming back, so don't count out the Rockets. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. I know that's some of the usual suspects. I think Mayfield's going to benefit tremendously from moving. Right, the numbers there were starting to deteriorate a little bit. They weren't able to compete at the highest level. So I think Mayfield's going to really benefit.
All right, where can people catch what you guys are doing, ProView Networks, and your coverage, your games of the week, all that stuff? Let people know what they can find.
Well, this week, the first week, we'll have the My 50 Game of the Week on My 50 TV. Daryl and I will be back in the booth for that. So that's on statewide TV. We'll have La Cueva and Rio Rancho. We will not have a My 50 Game of the Week the following week. Apparently,
there's a Cowboy game.
Cowboys,
yeah.
Is that a big deal, I guess?
I guess My 50's got a conflict with the Cowboys, yeah. They take precedent.
I was appalled when I heard about it.
Yeah, no Cleveland Rio Rancho. You get the Cowboys preseason third game. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's an argument to be made, Cowboys preseason versus Cleveland Rio Rancho.
I agree with you.
There's an argument to be made there.
I agree with you. However you lose, so do I on that argument, so... All right, enjoy it. Have a great call. We'll catch up with you next week. Watch him on ProView Networks. He is the voice of the people. Hey, Sebastian Noel. Be well, my friend.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
See you. I'm excited because, first of all, La Cueva Rio Rancho is an insanely good first week game. Los Lunas Berlin is so good. I'm going to go tomorrow night. He told me he gave me the preview in like 2 numbers. I had his pump, though. We're going to go watch Academy play Rio Grande tomorrow night. But it's back, dude. Like, we're in it. Competition. We talk about mess all season. No, we do. We talk about off-season stuff, coaching changes and district changes and suspensions.
It's still going to take like 3 weeks to figure out districts, 4A, 5A, 6A.
Every year.
It's like, oh.
Every year with everybody moving. All right, 9 o'clock this morning, Troy Calhoun, he's Air Force's coach. We'll have a conversation with him about the Falcons as we continue our run through the Mountain West Conference, getting you ready for that. International Protective Services, IPS, you see their vehicles all around town, probably places you go. You see them out front protecting businesses. They protect homes. They've watched my home for years. And I strongly suggest you give them a call and see what they can do for you. With crime on the increase and officer shortage continuing, I reached out to IPS years ago, and they monitor my house. They come by twice a day. When I'm out of town, they come by even more. They pick up newspaper, mail, packages that are left on the porch so nobody else picks them up until you get home. They just keep your house, your family, your business safe in a world right now that's not as safe as we wish it was. Aaron Jones started this company, International Protective Service, back in Fort Hills, 2006. 16 years later, hundreds of homeowners and business owners trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. Aaron's from here. He's passionate about making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work by watching your home, watching your business with highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols. Committed to this city, committed to your protection, call IPS. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited.
Ow! All right, good stuff. If you're going to a game this weekend, where are you going? Are you going to check? Did I get you a high school pass?
Yeah.
From our good friends at
Yes,
ProView Network.
thank you so
yeah,
much.
That's
and my name is spelled correctly.
That's right. That's from Josh and Jason and Aiden.
Thanks, Josh and Jason.
Aiden. Alden. We just talked about all the Aidens, Armenta and Chavez. That's Alden and and our buddies over at ProView Network. So thanks for doing that for us. Yeah, I'll go out for a while tomorrow night, and the game could get out of hand. We'll see. But I'm just looking to see that. I always remember when I was doing TV, the first high school football game of the year. I hated the Fridays, but I loved them. It was so much work. It was so hard. When I was in Washington, I used to do something called Gridiron Express, and we would do 15, 16, 17 games a night, highlights of. We'd get Spokane, and I'd run out and do six-man football in Touchy, Washington before the early show. And I remember this pain in my back, JJ. As I would write the early show, and as I'm writing the shells for the late show before I go out and shoot 2-3 games, the pain in my upper back, the stress pain. But I admire what Game Day does and what Van does with his high school football show. They're hard to produce. They're hard to do. The stress that comes in. You're reading scripts cold off the air. We should get one of these guys. You know what? Maybe Van this week.
That'd be great.
Yeah, to talk about the high school stuff on Friday and just what goes into those high school football shows. You guys, they were so hard, but they were so fun. They were so fun. And you want to talk about watching the seasons change. Think of when you go out and cover a high school football game in August, what you're wearing, what it's like compared to when the season ends, and what you're wearing and what it's like. The difference between 95 degrees and, I don't know, potentially 15 degrees, right?
Yep.
You're going to have an 80-degree swing, and now you're covering it and how the game's played. All right, that was cool. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Boy, you know what, Jeffy, says HB? How many guys, as they eliminated from the state tournament this week, are we going to see and live in Boston over Labor Day? He's talking about the FedEx Cup and the golf. Is that why the PGA felt they needed to bring Tiger in to rally the troops? It's a really fair question. Look, I think everybody thinks Cameron Smith is gone. Tiger spoke to the PGA players yesterday. They've been pretty tight-lipped, huh, about what came out of that.
Yes.
We'll get into that coming up in the next hour. When we return, JJ, we want to talk a little football with Troy Calhoun?
Yes.
This is, look.
Wasn't as down on his Falcons.
No.
Sure.
Look, Troy, this is always interesting. This is the Air Force coach. Listen to him talk about NIL, how it affects the Air Force Academy, the transfer portal, the cadet life as opposed to the student-athlete life. This is a pretty interesting conversation with Air Force's Troy Calhoun. It's coming up right after the break here in about 4 minutes on the opening drive. Thank you for being with us this morning. I'm Zimbietta. He's BB Juck. She's Anne Marie. but get this right. 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Make sure you get Adrian's name right, too.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet.
College football season kicks off a week from Saturday, 0 week. Aggies will be at home against Nevada. Lobos get going 2 weeks from Saturday at home against Maine. 'Tis your opening drive. Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday morning. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie. We're going to continue our run through the Mountain West Conference and look at Air Force. JJ, what were they, 10-3 last year?
10-3 with a victory over Louisville in the First
Armed
Responder Bowl.
First Responders Bowl. Responders Bowl. That's right. Army was in the Armed Forces Bowl. So they beat a Louisville team. This was an interesting team last year. If you go through and see who they beat and how good they were, they get their quarterback back in Hazik Daniels.
Third best quarterback in the league.
And maybe the best running back.
Yes, Brad Roberts is the best running back.
You think he's better than Chance Bell?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, maybe the best running back.
Now, I think Chance Bell could do the same exact thing if you ran him in triple option offense.
Yeah. Troy Calhoun's the senior coach in this league, has had tremendous success at the academy. A year ago, it was, Jeff, I don't know if we're ever going to win a game again. I mean, I just don't know if we can block and tackle, and I don't know. Well, then they went 10-3. He can't play that game this year. Here's our conversation that JJ and I had with Air Force's coach, Troy Calhoun. Troy Calhoun is the senior coach in this league. I guess that just means you've been around and had a whole lot of success at the Air Force Academy. So last year, you and I spoke at this, and I went back and I told JJ, I said, I don't know if they're ever going to win another game. Like you sold me on I don't know if we're ever going to win again. You got a pretty good football program up there, and you got a good team coming back. Congratulations on last season, and you got something good coming back.
Well, last season was last season. Yeah. Certainly, we realize that. We were fortunate. We had 29 seniors that were a part of that team, probably as many as anybody had in the country. And each one of those young men they're now a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy, and so we start from scratch. You look, the few guys that we do have returning, each of them have experienced a really, really major surgery. Brad Roberts with a knee, Hazik Daniels with a knee, Vince Sanford with a shoulder. And so I think, we're one of those teams that we're going to have to be really, really patient here over the next couple of months.
Yeah, let's start with recovery with Hazik and Brad especially, because, I mean, and all those guys, such key components, but to have a quarterback with that much success, to have Brad come back with that much success, the uncertainty coming off of knees, how are they?
Well, they're going to need a couple of months. Yeah. I think just truly to get into football shape, for their bodies to be able to get used to the gruel and the grind again, and so that we're a long ways from being there.
Drew, what's it like for you? You were a quarterback at the Air Force Academy, and now for 15 years you got to be the head coach of this university. Did you ever envision like this is where you would be right now in football?
I did not in any way. I think one of the things you're well aware of the challenges of working at the academy, just the difficulties that are a part of that experience, yet also understand why, just because of the mission of the academy too.
What's it like when a kid, maybe he thinks about the Air Force, but he's not really into it, and then you start selling him on what the academy is, and then you get that ultimate buy-in of, yeah, you're playing football, but this isn't about football when you come to the Air Force Academy.
Well, that's it. It's and yet it's you can't sell. You really can't. It's got to be more of factually. Here's what it means to come to the academy. Here are the difficulties, the hurdles, the adversity that you're going to encounter, and yet that's purposeful. So once you ever go through that, you realize I can make it, and hopefully that helps in later encounters later in life.
Troy Calhoun is Air Force's head coach. So many of the issues that college football coaches are dealing with, whether it's NIL, transfer portal, you're dealing with at a different level because of the nature of the service academy. How have you had to handle stuff like that when it comes up? Because you're not transferring in and out of the academy. You've made a commitment. NIL is probably a different situation at the Air Force Academy.
It's a massive disadvantage. Each one of those, entities, to have no NIL. To make sure in recruiting young men and young women.
So there's none at all, right?
Zero.
Yeah.
You do not get a single penny from, and I think there should be. I say it in terms of college athletes being able, based upon their likeness, their name, their image, for them to have additional revenue that can come about. It's the right thing to do. If you're a really good basketball player, you're a really good football player, to be able to have those possibilities. We live in the greatest country in the world. Not that we're perfect when it comes to the United States of America, and young men, young women should be able to go earn additional income if that's the case, and that's why the universities do that and absolutely respect it. Same thing when it comes to the transfer portal. We will only be on the wrong side of the net part of that. We have yet to take a transfer since we've been at the academy, but they're going to be young men and young women that realize, you know what, this is a very, very difficult place, and that reality and the way that hits means that there are going to be some students that do leave.
So does that mean extra steps in the recruiting process? I know you've always been very, very detailed in that process anyway, and so maybe, I don't know, can you take any more steps and protect yourself?
Well, that's a great question, and certainly one that we encounter frequently, and that's why it's so hard, so difficult. But maybe you still can be in terms of being able to be competitive.
Troy Calhoun, Air Force's football coach, is with us for a few more minutes.
And with everything that goes into being at the Air Force Academy, what is the difference you see when they get on the football field? With everything they've gone through, what is their focus like when they get on the football field? And do you see a different player like year 3, year 4 versus, of course, year 1, year 2?
Yeah, no question. I think the amount that we rely upon those older guys going into year 3 and year 4 at the Air Force Academy, just because there is some adjustment that's involved academically, where you're taking either 18 or 21 semester hours, and you're taking 2 levels of calculus, and you're taking chemistry and physics and aeronautical engineering and astronautical engineering, the military duties that you have. And that's why if you ever have just one season where you have a chance to be competitive and maybe earn a postseason opportunity, that's a heck of an achievement.
And with that, you did mention some of the players that are coming back, but to have a Zeke Daniels, Brad Roberts in the program, what's it like for them, just kind of the light that goes on, especially at the quarterback position, playing in the option offense for 3 to 4 years?
Well, just the intricacies, the timing, some of the anticipation, but the poise and the presence. Golly, you can't just teach that in a classroom in 15 minutes.
Troy, I want to ask you about the league and the evolution of it. And you were vocal a few years ago about questioning whether if this was the right league for Air Force athletics. And now you're watching the landscape. What I have watched, especially for football, is this league get competitive. Utah State, Air Force, San Diego State, Fresno State, Boise State, all threatening double-digit wins. Watching this league with both championship trophy. Where do you see this league now as you look at it after all these years?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, you look, there have been some adjustments, at least in terms of various schools that have been a part of the league during the initial years that now have changed. I think the part that's most obvious is the talent level of this league. You think right there where you guys live in New Mexico, there's been some tremendous players, if it's Quinn or if it's Urlacher or whoever that may be. And I think you see that on draft day, or the draft days, because there are multiple days now. And I think the other part of it is during non-league contests, too. Certainly that was evident during the bowl season.
Is with all the movement in college athletics, is Air Force, do you like where Air Force is in this league and for the immediate?
Well, the one thing that we do have is a ton of respect for each one of the members that are a part of this league. And the friendships, the quality of that rapport, and the opportunity to compete, we're incredibly grateful for that aspect. And now, I mean, clearly you look where our alumni, where so much of our recruiting occurs, it's primarily east of the Continental Divide.
The games that you play, the Army game, the Navy game, obviously those are huge. When you put the whole thing together, the number one priority is the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, is that correct?
It's to play well in our next game.
Is that what it is?
It's just, your drive. I think one of the things when you're at the United States Air Force Academy, you can't get too far ahead.
That's fair.
I mean, I think, the magnitude The number of tasks that are involved today is you need to knock those out. And so I think that keeps you very well grounded in terms of your approach, and because of it, hopefully you develop some habits and stuff, some self-discipline that helps a young man or a young woman later in life too.
I mean, Troy, everyone's going to talk about the option offense. The last 2 years in FBS football, you guys have been top 6 in total defense. I've been able to be so good on that side of the football.
Well, we've had some really, really good players. I mean, truly, that aren't there any longer. I think you look at the corner position with Trey Bugg and Zane Lewis. That's the finest corner combination we've ever had in the Air Force Academy, in the history of the Air Force Academy. And we had a once-in-a-generational talent in Jordan Jackson, who was drafted by the New Orleans Saints. So with those guys now that they've departed, I think we go back to, what's realistic for us as we head into this season, and time will spell what that is.
Is it fair to say that the differentiating mark in this league has been defenses? There's been a lot of good offenses. The teams who've had the best success, I think of Rocky Long's teams at San Diego State. I think of some of the Wyoming teams that have been good, your teams. That really kind of has been, there's been a lot of great offenses. The good defenses have made their mark.
Jeff, so accurate. If you're in the top, 40 or 50 in the country in defense, and you play in this league, you're darn good on that side of the ball. And it carries over to the special teams part of it too, because you probably tackle well, especially as the way the game's evolved into being really an open field contest at least 80% of the time, and how good that is for your offense to have to encounter that throughout your spring practices and during the month of August too.
Troy, always great to see you.
You too, yes sir.
Congratulations on all the success. We'll hopefully see you some point
Yes
this
sir,
season.
in December maybe, right?
That'd be wonderful.
Yes sir, thanks Jeff.
This is the Sports Animals big voice guy, Brian.
This is the home, your home.
All summer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. for life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with...
I enjoy Troy a lot. Troy is a different cat, and he needs to be a different cat, don't you think? Being at the Air Force Academy? I think it takes a different guy to be there.
Yeah. Well, it's his alma mater, correct?
Well, it's his alma mater. He's been there. He's the longest tenured coach in this league. He's had incredible success there. He replaced a legend in Fisher DeBerry. And he continues to turn out officers into the United States Air Force. 10-win teams, good teams every year.
An NFL player last season.
Another NFL player last season. And
really impressive.
It's so impressive, JJ. And, you know, he's a guy, and I've told you this for years, he's one of those guys that when he talks to you, he looks you in the eye, right? Always. If you watch him in some of his interviews, and I know there's people who don't like Troy, and I get that. Every year I go and I meet Troy on the midfield at Falcon Stadium, and we talk about getting him down here. That's how he ended the conversation. Maybe see you in December, Jeff, because it's been 17 years, and Air Force never been in New Mexico Bowl, which is crazy to me in its own right. But he and I talk about it. JJ, I have so much respect for what he does up there, and every coach is woe is me with disadvantages, but he's right, disadvantages with the NIL. Even if you're a young man or woman going to the United States Air Force Academy, you're looking around and saying, wow, there's advantages. Players at New Mexico and Harvard and, well, maybe not Harvard, but maybe, Stanford and anywhere else are getting an opportunity to get compensated for the name, image, and likeness. Yeah. And I'm not. All I'm doing is getting up at 6 a.m. and marching and getting yelled at.
I was really kind of surprised when he said that. And
when he said what?
That he was for name, image, and likeness. But I think that there's also, even when you're in that mindset, you're drilled Air Force Academy, you're here for a different purpose, you still have that, we want to be competitive and still win a lot of games and attack the Mountain West Conference and some things that we just can't do.
So just think of two of the biggest things going on in college athletics right now are the transfer portal and name, image, and likeness, and probably not in that order. And they're not participating in either of them, JJ. Like he said, it's non-existent NIL, and the transfer portal is almost non-existent. And yet they went 10-3 last year and beat Louisville at a bowl game. I mean, does that attest to how good he is? His name is always on the list for getting a big job. And he's been there, 16 years? It's pretty amazing. It really is. All right, 505-246-0610 is the number to get in. Hey, can I put out a plea? Actually, not even a plea. Can I let you know, as school's starting, if you've got a teacher, and I'm going to ask you this over the next couple of weeks because we're going to do a number of things. New Mexico Bowl is part of an initiative with the College Football Playoff Foundation. And the College Football Playoff Foundation has a program called Extra Yard for Teachers. And last year, the New Mexico Bowl, and our local sponsor on this was P&M, along with the College Football Playoff Foundation, gave $10,000 to outstanding teachers in our state to use in their classroom. This isn't money for them like NIL money. This is to recognize outstanding teachers, because so many of our educators are dipping into their pockets to get supplies for their classrooms and stuff they need. And there's a big event coming up in September. But if you have no experienced and exceptional teacher, an educator, will you send me an email? jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. We're looking for exceptional educators, and we want to acknowledge them. And New Mexico Bowl, really, we made a big effort last year to recognize the efforts of our first responders and our frontline workers and our health workers and our educators. But Extra Yard for Teachers is a big program the College Football Playoff Foundation is part of, and New Mexico Bowl is. And so I'm just going to mention that a few times as we go. But if your child has just a teacher who's just great, and you think they might qualify for some assistance, and there's going to be a big day in September 20th, let me know. You cool with that?
Very cool with that.
All right, because I think Austin's going to go to school here soon. You're going to realize how important they are. I think you already know, but it's a big deal, and we want to say thank you to those who are so underappreciated. All right, let me go to the text line, 505-246-0610. John here. What if Wednesday? What if Barry Sanders had the offensive line? What if? Oh, I guess we did. What if? Okay. I kind of got lost. Yeah, because this one says shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Well, what if?
Yeah,
he still was a Hall of Famer. Maybe
no, but his point's real. His point's real. What if Barry Sanders didn't get drafted by the Lions? And what if he would have gone to a team with an offensive line? This says the offensive line Emmitt Smith had. I think there's a lot of people who
think that adds to the legend of Barry Sanders.
In some respects, it does. The fact that he's considered one of the greatest running backs ever, and he played there.
Because we don't worry about championships with anyone other than a quarterback. So that doesn't hurt players like him.
Yeah, that's so true. How many playoff games did Barry Sanders play in? No, that's right. Ken Wisnett killed Matt's career. I don't even know what that means. Who's Matt?
Wisenhunt. Cool. Was he the head coach at the time of the Cardinals?
Could have been. Did Matt Leinart, did he do it to himself, or did the situation attribute to him?
I think that's one. Even it wasn't a great situation, because it
was a bad.
All these quarterbacks,
yeah,
that are busts are going to bad football teams. Like there are few and far between the legit franchise dudes that
was Jamarcus Russell. Were the Raiders bad?
Pushed through. Yeah, because you drafted him number 1 overall.
Yeah, but sometimes you can get it in a trade. But typically, yeah, they were probably.
But I think when you look at Matt Leinart, that was one dude you did see in the NFL, and you're just like, he doesn't have the juice.
Hey, Marie, he's the one that I whiffed on. And look, I mean, I'm not embarrassed because general managers whiff on draft picks all the time.
Of course.
But coming out of college, I was certain Matt Leinart was going to be a good pro. I thought the system in which he played.
I think a lot of people were, Jeff.
I was in. I thought he was such a good, composed, smart college quarterback. He played in a pro-style system. He played in a league, which at the time was really, really hard. I was just so JJ missed. I mean, I was convinced Matt Leinart was going to be really good.
As were the Arizona Cardinals.
Obviously.
That's why they drafted him.
Yeah, and that's why, if I whiff on that one.
Inexact science. So you're going to miss on some things. But that is one that, when you start to look back at it, you just realize that is one of the most unbelievable college football rosters. Like, you put it up there with the Miamis of the years past when you're running Reggie Bush and Lindell White, and you're just like, wow.
And the receivers to whom he was throwing. And yeah, no, it was wonderful.
I was at that Rose Bowl.
The Texas SC Rose Bowl? So was I.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was the best single game I've ever been to.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of incredible sporting events, and that was probably...
Actually, it's number 2 for me.
I'm up there, too. Mine's top 3.
It was number 2. And I grew up an SC fan. And I mean, I was bummed the way it ended, but that game was insane.
Insane.
You were at that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living in LA at the time.
If I'm not mistaken, 2 days later was the Statue of Liberty Boise State Fiesta Bowl where they beat Oklahoma, right? I'm almost certain. I'm pretty sure I remember that as being right around there. But yeah, so that's number 2 to that Game 5 Mariners Yankees. Ken Griffey scored at the Kingdom. I was at that game. That was like number 1 single game event I've ever been to. What if Wednesday? What if Dan Marino had Jim Kick, Larry Zonka, and Mercury Morris, like Bob Greasy did? That's Bob Greasy's backfield of the 72 Dolphins. By the way, man, you can what if all you want. Mud says West Mesa football team will win state this season. Okay. They're not going to win state. They may make the playoffs, but they're not winning state. But all right. Speaking of the Dolphins, your boy Michael Irvin went bonkers the other day on ESPN, talking about how the Cowboys can be not only win the Super Bowl, but threaten the undefeated 72 Dolphins. That they're that good. And like, I love dudes who like their team and drink the Kool-Aid. But if you're going to put a guy on TV and want him to be credible, you can't sit here and scream at me that the Cowboys are going undefeated.
That's the only way to be credible, Jeff, is screaming on TV.
Is that right?
Have you not noticed?
Yes.
The parade that Stephen A. Smith is back on television.
Yeah.
First take
First
is on a
take.
boat.
Yelling at Mad Dog.
The Dallas Cowboys are going undefeated this season. Now people are listening. Now people respect me because I am screaming about the Dallas Cowboys.
You know what the beauty of that is? And I guess it's the beauty of having a mic in front of you when you say so much crap. And we do it too. You're not held accountable. And if somehow you throw out one of these ridiculous, and we do it too, you throw out West Mesa's going to win state. And you're right. See, I'm the one who called it. But you never have to sit here and say I was wrong on Matt Leinart. None of these guys ever have to say,
If they
answer.
get to week 14 undefeated, they can do it.
Okay.
Because
They're not getting through week 1 undefeated.
Houston, Jacksonville, Philadelphia.
Jay, they're not getting
Tennessee,
through week 1
Washington.
undefeated. They're going to lose to Tampa Bay in the opener.
They're losing.
They're not getting through week 1, and then what? How come
Wasn't that
nobody?
the opener last year?
It might have been. Isn't it the opener this year?
Yeah, but I mean, wasn't that crazy game?
Yeah, Thursday night. Yeah, but they're not getting through week 1.
That's a little weird.
What? That they're doing the same thing?
Back-to-back season openers.
It's cute.
Cowboys, Buccaneers.
The NFL opener is Rams, Bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've turned down an invite to that game, by the way, to be with y'all.
Oh.
Well, that's
Why?
just wrong.
Why?
Because I miss. I don't want to miss any more shows than I need to. And I don't know. But yeah, I had an opportunity to do that. So, you guys look at me like I'm a freaking moron. Huh?
Because I'm leaving you that weekend.
All right. Well, that's why too. Could have gone to the Rams and
mean,
Rams at
come
SoFi,
on, man.
Rams Bills. Yeah, it'd be pretty
That
good.
may be a future Super Bowl right now.
It could be the future Super Bowl.
It could be this year.
And I'm not going to get to go to the Super Bowl. I'll get to go to this. All right, maybe I'll go.
I think you should go.
I'm out of here.
Later.
Remember the young lady who used to call? She was a professor at UNM and goes to Rams games all the time.
Oh, yeah. I talked to her for about 10
Oh,
whatever
she
break
called?
that was.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was chatting away with.
I miss her.
She wants to ram it this season.
Well, we shouldn't ram it for preseason games.
No,
right?
but I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
we're it's upon us.
We'll be rocking LA.
She's
So
really
let's ram
awesome.
it today. I found her wonderful.
She has season tickets.
I know that.
She was like, let us know if you need tickets. I was like, okay.
Okay. 505.
Is that who gave you the Rams Bills tickets?
No, that wasn't her. No, nobody gave.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, all right. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Hey, your computer systems at work, vital to the success of your business, right? Computers are great until they don't work. If they don't work well, productivity grinds to a halt, and there's a lot that can go wrong. Networks, servers, remote access, hackers, and you got to think about all of it. But most business owners do not have the time to be computer technicians, nor do you have the skills, so I suggest you call or get a hold of ABQIT. ABQIT is a name you need to know. You just want to know, as a business owner, what do you want to know? You want to know your system's going to work, that your system is secure, and what is it going to cost, right? If you know it works, it's secure, and here's what I'm going to pay, life is grooving. ABQIT has a business model with your business in mind. They'll monitor your computers, monitor your network. They will keep everything operating smoothly and provide state-of-the-art cybersecurity to protect your entire operation. Remember that attack back on Bernalillo County? The whole system got attacked. It paralyzed the system for days, the county for days. Don't let that happen in your business. And don't be naive just thinking, well, it won't happen to me. Best of all, it all happens at one predictable cost. ABQIT handles it all. No more different providers for your internet and your cybersecurity, and then you got to go buy new computers. One-stop shopping. One company does it all at an affordable cost. Get a free assessment. See what ABQIT can do for your business. Visit abq-it.com. That's abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQIT.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
No.
Even the most diehard of fans. That's a tough one to sell. Going undefeated. I think we're going to see a lot of good teams this season not necessarily have great records.
Kind of like every year? Aren't there usually good teams that don't have great records? Like, no?
Yes. But I think more so. Like, I think we thought teams were like, they're good, they can be good, but...
Like, who are we talking about?
I'm thinking like 10-7 teams that could be dangerous, just because of the division.
So what's,
like
what's a good record?
Like if, like 12-13 wins,
12, okay.
very good
right. Yeah,
record in
really
the NFL.
Good. Yeah, 12 is.
But I think
really
we're going to see some 10-win teams that are just as dangerous.
Yeah.
It's based on the way some of these divisions are stacking up.
Well, I think that the NFC West, the Rams and Niners could beat up on each other, right? And I said this last year. And I remember somebody on our on this radio station, the Cardinals were going to be horrible, and they were the last undefeated team, right?
Yes.
I think the Cardinals are going to be okay. And I think the Cardinals, the two teams in the NFC, and the Vikings are getting more love now. I think the Cardinals, if they tread water until DeAndre Hopkins gets back, and I know they always start quickly and end poorly. That's a Cliff Kingsbury team. I think the Cardinals are better. So I think the NFC West beats each other up. The NFC East kind of does because nobody's that good. And JJ, certainly the AFC West beats each other up. And the AFC North does. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see many gaudy records. All right, so what's your prediction? Best record, there's a 17-game season. So will the best team, the best record in the league, over under 13.5 wins? So either 13-4, or will they be 14-3 or worse? 13.5 wins for the best. Is that a good bet? Is that a fair number?
Yes, because
I'm going under.
I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
So last year there were, because you get the. So
what was the best team in the league last year?
Last year, Green Bay and Tampa Bay were both 13-4.
Okay. So what if I set it at 12.5?
12.5, I'd go over. I think there'll be.
So you think 13 is the number?
Yeah. Because you go down to the 6th seed in the NFC at that time. San Francisco 10-7.
What was the 6th seed in the AFC?
10-7.
Well, what was the 7th? Because I guess 7 teams make the playoffs. What was the 7th team?
Steelers 9-7-1.
Didn't they sneak in with some crazy thing at the end of the year too? Oh yeah, they snuck in when Jacksonville beat Indianapolis 9-7-1 because they were done, and they should have been done. They were bad.
Well, and because you look at the Bengals, they were 10-7, and they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What was the Rams' record? 12-5?
Yeah, 12-5.
Yeah. Yeah, I 13's the number.
I think that's a better
unless you're Michael Irvin, and it's going to be 17-0.
Jesus. No one's going 17.
Because I think, exactly. I think it is similar to last year. Like, the depth of the NFL right now of good football teams is on a different level.
Here's the deal. I don't know. Like last year, you went into you're like, Jacksonville's going to be horrible.
Because I know what you think about the Chargers. But
they're really good. No, I think the Chargers.
But if you think about it, they were
so good.
Last year they were the 10th best team in the AFC.
What was their record last year?
They were 9-8. But if you just think about that,
and that's the 10th best team.
Like right now,
out of
where
12.
we sit, and there's 16 teams.
I'm sorry, out of 16, out of 10th out of 16.
And that's not even thinking about Baltimore's going to be better this season. Denver's going to be better this season.
Well, look,
so a team that's going to drop is probably the Steelers in that conversation.
So. Okay, teams that are
they're never terrible.
Playoff teams that could drop out, like in the AFCs, your playoff teams were Buffalo, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. Did I miss somebody? Raiders, Chiefs, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, and New England. New England was a playoff team last year.
Cleveland wasn't.
I meant Cincinnati.
Yes.
I meant Cincinnati. Right? So I think everybody thinks New England's primed to drop out. Right? Everybody does. I'm not as convinced, but I think they contend for it. Is Cincinnati? I mean, I don't think Cincinnati's a given that they make the playoffs. The AFC, the team that has lost the Super Bowl over the last bunch of years historically has struggled the next year.
And I think Baltimore is going to win the division. So that puts them in the wild card race.
Okay.
Which they might have a shot because it's just, you mentioned some of the teams that are just going to beat each other up.
As tough as you tell me the AFC is, and I think you're right, there's teams that could struggle. Houston could struggle. Jacksonville's still going to struggle a bit. I think they're a 6-win team, but I think that's struggling. The Jets can struggle. You guys, New England is on the fence, and Miami better be better. Miami's all about Tua. I'm just telling you, I'm not convinced Tua's that guy. How many bad teams are there? Like, who's? I know you're gonna tell me Seattle.
The Jets.
Are the Jets that bad with all that new talent they got? They drafted. It seems really well.
What's bad?
Bad is 4 wins or less. Seattle? And the Jets might be there. The Jets could be there. Especially if, how much you love Joe Flacco at quarterback.
What about the Giants?
That's a really good one.
The Giants, the Jets.
Are the Giants trying Tyrod with the first team out all of a
the
sudden?
Texans. And the Seahawks.
No disrespect to David Mills.
No.
Else.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
all about
What about the
supporting
Bears?
Davis Mills.
What about the Bears?
Yep.
Oof. Are we saying that? I love that we're not putting the Lions in this category.
Well, we're not.
I think the Lions flip with the Bears.
Lions are a 6 or 7 win team.
Third place team. NFC North.
Yeah, I think
I'm down.
We should do over-unders on all of them.
That's a fun one. Besides predictions.
Yeah, we're going to do over-unders
like
on
records.
college next year. Or next week, What's Dallas's over-under?
Because you look at the NFC.
Yeah.
I just looked them all up. Let's see.
Who falls out?
Who falls out? All right.
I'm looking.
I'll tell you.
If I had to say someone right now, I've been screaming about the Eagles. I know, but I'd be looking at probably Arizona, Philadelphia. Could be on the outside looking in. Like, do you trust in Jameis Winston if he's healthy for 17 games to be that dude?
They have over/under win of 10 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Minnesota Vikings.
Who was?
Do you think they're going to be a playoff team?
Was Arizona playoff team? They were, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so Arizona might fall out. Here were your
they were 11-6.
Here's your 7 NFC playoff teams last year. Rams, Niners, Arizona out of the West. Tampa Bay was the only team out of the South. Green Bay was the only team out of the North. Dallas and Philadelphia out of the East. I know you don't want to hear this. I don't know that Dallas is a lock to make the playoffs. Do you think they are?
I only think one team. I think it's gonna be the division winner because I don't see Dallas being 12-5.
No, hell no.
I think that it's gonna be 10-7 winning that division, and that puts you
right on the cusp.
If Minnesota or New Orleans pops,
look, I think Arizona's in trouble.
Hanging on by your teeth for one of those final wild card spots.
Arizona is primed to not get back. Dallas and Philadelphia are not a given. I think Green Bay makes the playoffs. I think Tampa Bay makes the playoffs. I think the Rams make the playoffs. Most people think San Francisco gets back, completely contingent on their quarterback play, right?
Yeah. And I don't see anyone. Like, I don't see Washington, Seattle, Atlanta, Chicago, Carolina, New York, Detroit.
Okay, right. It narrows the pool.
Yeah.
So I think people like New Orleans. People really like New Orleans. People like Minnesota. So if you say New Orleans or Minnesota get in, and it takes place of Arizona and the wild card out of the East, and then you got your other teams, and I could see that totally happening.
Because I'm looking at the AFC, and there's 5 teams that did not make the playoffs last year. That it's like they should be playoff teams.
You're going to say Baltimore. You're going to say the Chargers, Indianapolis,
yep,
Broncos.
Well, and I think Miami is. Yeah, I say the same thing with the Steelers.
No, I know. That's why I'm not sure on should. I think I don't think the Steelers should have.
When you have 3 wild card spots, it changes that conversation.
Totally does. You want to bring this last break? I know we got to, and we'll come back and go through this more because I think this is really fascinating stuff. Actually, 505-246-0610, opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
On a tournament, Jeff? Then why did the NFL's most complete franchise pay big money for a quarterback last season? Because they had to.
Kellen Moore's coaching now?
Cowboy fan, I mean, you have been really, 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 really quiet.
And they're usually not quiet.
Minnesota Vikings, by the way, puke, says Omar. I'd almost rather hear Crusher gush over Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
Why is he so upset about the Vikings?
He just doesn't like he calls them Vikings, is what it says in here. I think that's what Cal calls them, too.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's like people are puking over the Cowboys' playoff record.
So I love when I see that Jacksonville's won more playoff games in the last 20 years than the Cowboys, and all these things that have happened more than Cowboy playoff wins in the last 20, 25 years. Cowboy fan, and I know you are existing in volume, and I know you're listening, and I also know you have been so quiet. Cowboy fan just nervous?
No, they just their excuse is as long as Jerry Jones is there, it's never the team's fault.
I think it's kind of moved over to Mike McCarthy because there were 17 penalties in a preseason game. Then the sky is now falling, and McCarthy's crap, and he's got to go. And can we have Sean Payton finally? And then when we get Sean Payton, all of a sudden everything's going to be fine, and you're going to win games. And by the way, Dan Quinn may be your next head coach, which would be fine too. But a very, very vocal fan base, a very, very confident fan base this time of year. And I've been doing this 14 plus years now on this radio station. I have never heard
They're still
Cowboy fans so quiet.
They're not quiet.
Okay.
They're never quiet.
That's my point. They're never quiet. I'm just not hearing a lot of it. Are you but you guys are?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm fine that not every Cowboy fan in the city is blowing up her phone line every 30 seconds.
Believe me. It's not the star signal. I'm not sending out the star signal. Really, I'm not.
But they're battling that dynamic of, is Dak Prescott really that good? Is it Jerry Jones? Is it Mike McCarthy? Whew. It's the and there we go, as we're talking about it, TV replaying that final play of the season. Poor referee run over Dak Prescott, not allowing him to get set, and clock runs out in the playoffs.
Ball game. Did
anyone ask if that ref had San Francisco in that game? And that's why he decided to take out Dak Prescott.
Nobody's asked me that. Okay. No. They open up Buccaneers and Tommy at home. AFC champions Joe Burrow and the Bengals. At Giants, home for the Commandos. And then they go to the Rams. Then they go to the Eagles. They 3-3 to get started. Bucks, Bengals, Giants, Commandos, Rams, Eagles. Is that what you see? 3-3? How good are the Commandos, by the way? Carson Wentz is their quarterback. They can't be very good. Because if their defense gets healthy, do you remember last year at this time? Oh, I love everything Washington does defensively.
Yeah, they were excited.
Everybody was excited.
I think they start out 3-1.
You think they start out 3-1? They'll beat the Bengals, the Giants, and the Commandos. Yeah. They got 3 of the first 4 at home.
They have that L.A. Philadelphia road trip back to back.
Okay,
could come crashing back down to 3-3.
That's a lot of travel, L.A. to Philly. Yeah. All right.
And then the kneecap eaters, Lions, coming after them.
The kneecap eaters are, I'm telling you what, man.
We haven't added to our list. Is that fantasy football worthy?
What?
Kneecap eaters?
It can be if you want it to be. So,
You're very good at this.
We've done better.
And I need some names, Jeff. You haven't thrown out fantasy football team names.
I got one the other day. I was playing golf with a chiropractor. And he hit the ball a mile, and I'm like, wow. I mean, you got like that ball. He's like, yeah, he's like, oh, there was a whole lot of kinetic energy, but it wasn't kinetic energy. I don't know what the hell he said. Some chiropractic term, and I got to go. I'm like, that's my next fantasy football team name. And it was actually good, but now it's not because I can't remember it.
Oh.
How good can it be if I? That's why we used to write them on the board. Now
we haven't had any lately. It's that time. We got to start pumping some out this week.
Yeah, I showed you the one that Craig Snow's kid came up with, but I can't tell you that on the radio. But that may be one of them for me. Yeah, best fantasy football names. You can work on that too. All right. So what do we got? Who's our Mountain West conversation tomorrow? What do we got? Because I think we're coming down towards the last few of them, right?
Oh, final week.
Today was Troy Calhoun. I thought it was good.
You got Logan Bonner,
the quarterback with the most swag in the league.
At Utah State.
I don't even know why I'm laughing. He might have been one of the first interviews we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one of the last ones were.
So he's conservative with his glasses, but you can definitely see how he fits into a locker room so well.
His story is so good, Marie. So Logan Bonner was at Arkansas State, and when his head coach Blake Anderson left for Utah State, he went into the portal and he was going to Memphis, right? And Logan Bonner
or Middle Tennessee.
Oh no, that's right. You're right. It was Middle Tennessee. It was not Memphis. It was Middle Tennessee. And he ended up going to Logan with his head coach. and shows up there, and who's the new guy, and coach brought his quarterback, and it's, one of those things. And then he gets hurt, so he didn't go through any spring practice. We sat there, and it was a lonely 4 or 5 months for Logan Bonner in Logan, Utah. And then he ends up earning this starting job and earning their respect in the first game of the year on the road at a Pac-12 team in Washington State, leading a drive at the end of the game, and all of a sudden that was the moment that it clicked where everybody's like, all right, that's our dude. And dude's got some swagger, and he leads them to not only the championship game, but they win the conference championship and win the LA Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
That was that's all right. You don't have to listen anymore. But so you'll hear him tell the story.
That's a great story.
Yeah, you'll hear him tell the story, and different than when we heard from Jake Haener, the quarterback at Fresno State, who is, I'm getting my nutrition right, I'm getting the right amount of sleep, and I'm getting like super polished guy.
Yeah.
Logan Bonner's a little different.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One you might say drives a BMW, the dude has a Ford.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably right. No, that's exactly right. Hey, thanks to Sebastian Noel today and to Troy Calhoun. They both guested on our show. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward will follow that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock, and then you get Isotopes Baseball live from beautiful Tacoma, Washington against the Rainiers. We're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Hope you'll join us then. Adrian, terrific work. Love the graphics. The show looks great. Hope you're watching on TV. A. Marie, another wonderful, wonderful job.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Big day for you today?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments,